Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a question from LeetCode called contains duplicate. It's easy. Let's get right into it. Given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array. Return false if every element is distinct. Example 1, we have nums 1, 2, 3, 1. We see a duplicate of 1, so we return true. 2, everything here is unique, so we output false. And 3, we see a bunch of repeats here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we output true. Now there are a few ways to approach this, but at its core, we want to see if there is any repeating element in our input array. And to do that, we want to compare if a number we've seen before exists again in the array. One way to do this would be a brute force approach, where we're going ahead and pairing up every single number together and seeing if their values are equal. So by that, I mean, for example, if we have 1, 2, 3, 1, and I start at my first index, I'm going to loop through my entire input array and compare at every other index. So if I start at the first one, this is the index I want to compare at, this is the index that I am on. I'm going to iterate through at each element and see if I have a match. If I do, then at that point I return true. If not, if this was not here, then I would start again, starting at an index that I have not seen before and comparing until I go through every single element. And the code for this is here. I'm essentially ranging through every single input in my nums and then comparing with every element after that. So if I start at 1, I'm going to start 2 onwards, comparing everything at 1. If I start at 2, since we've already compared everything before us, we're just going to compare with all the values after us. If they're equal, we return true. If we go through the entire list, they are not equal, we haven't returned true, then we return false, we do not contain a duplicate. So let's go ahead and submit this and talk about space and time complexity for this approach. For space, because we are just comparing numbers as we iterate through them from just 2 indices, we're not using any extra space, so that's constant O of 1. For time, however, and we can see that time limit has exceeded, this is a quadratic solution. So because we're comparing every single number to every other one, for every single n in our input nums, we're going through n times. So that is n squared for time. Now, can we do better? What are we given? We know we're given numbers, and by virtue of being a number, we have a built-in comparator. All we have to do is sort our entire input nums and just go ahead and compare our number with the one after us. So if I had example 1 here again, so let's say this was 1, 2, 3, 1. If I sort it, well, now I get 1, 1, 2, 3. At this point, all I have to do is start at my very first index, so say at index 0, I, and compare with the next one. If they're equivalent, we know we have a duplicate. If they're not, well, then we can move forward until we go through our entire array. So that would look something like this, where we have sorted nums equaling the numbers sorted, and we loop through from 0 up until 1 before our length. Because if I want to compare the index I'm on with the one after, if I go to the very last element, well, then I would be comparing with nothing, and that would be index out of bounds. So I want to stop at the second to last element. That way I can compare myself against the last element. And if these 2 indices, so if my current index and my next index are equivalent, then I return true. Otherwise, I return false. So let's go ahead and run this code. It's accepted and submit it. And actually, I don't even need to set current index. I can just change this to be this to make it a little bit faster. But yeah, this is submitted, and time complexity for this. Since we are sorting, that would be nlogn, and we are iterating through once to make the comparisons. So that is still nlogn, and assuming that, we're not counting the space required to actually perform the sort, it is still constant O of 1 space. So this is a little bit better than our previous solution. We went from n squared to nlogn, and we're still constant in space. Now, can we do better with time? Okay, if I just want to compare every number to anything that I have seen before, I can just make use of a set, which is an unordered, unchangeable collection of data that also has unique values. So to recap, what do I mean by that? It's unordered. You can't identify any number by any sort of index or key that you could say in a dictionary or a list. Anytime you print out the results of a set, they could be in a different order. Unchangeable, you can't mutate it. So you can add and remove values from your set, but you can't go ahead and change it. Compare that to a list. So say in a list I had the following numbers. I can easily in the next line just say, you know what, at index 0, I want to change this number to be a 5. You can't do this in a set. You can only add or remove. And finally, it has all unique values, so no duplicates, which is exactly what we want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize a set of numbers, so set, and now I'm going to iterate through every single number. So for number in nums, if number is already in my set, then I return true. This already contains a duplicate. If it's not in my set already, then I'm going to go ahead and add it in. So set nums.add my number. And if I go through this entire list without seeing my number in my set, then I return false. This has no duplicates. So let's go ahead and run this. One-time error, set num not defined. That's because it's set nums. It's accepted and we can submit. And it's accepted as well. So what is the space and time complexity for this solution? We are going through our entire input nums1, so that's a linear 1 pass scan, which is O of n for time. But there's always a trade-off with time and space, right? Because we did better in time, now with space, we are using O of n for space. We're storing all our numbers potentially in this set. So O of n for space and O of n for time. Now, something else we can do, instead of writing all of this out, we can just take our input nums and convert it into a set. So what I can do is just make my nums a set. What that would do is get rid of any duplicate value. And now I just need to compare the length of this set of nums with the length of my original input. If they're equal, that means we got rid of nothing and we have no duplicate. If they are not equal, then we know we do have a duplicate. So what does that look like? Well, I would return false if the length of set of nums equals the length of my input nums. So if these are equal, then we know we have no duplicate, so we return false. Else I would return true. So let's go ahead and run this code. It's accepted and submit it. And it works as well. So space and time with this would be the same as what we covered before. It's just a more concise way of writing this out. So if you have any questions at all, let me know down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time.